Hey guys, welcome back. Bomb here, bringing you another one of our live deck profiles. Today we're actually doing Venusaur today. Venusaur Celebi Tag Team GX. Before we get into the video, you guys really did show me a lot of support in the past video, and I really do appreciate it. Like, I need you to know it's been rough. It's been rough since I lost the camera. It's the process of making videos is a lot slower now because I've explained it on the last video, but it takes forever to make. But you guys really enjoyed the quality of the iPhone camera, which, like I said before, iPhones are known for their good cameras. So I do appreciate it. And a lot of you guys left comments in all my videos for the giveaway. I'm gonna announce this here because I announced in the last video. I'm still gonna do a proper announcement video whenever I have time. But if you guys don't know, we're giving away a Team Up booster box thanks to our sponsors at Guardian Gaming. Thanks to our sponsors at Guardian Gaming, we'll be able to give that away to you guys. It is a whole booster box giving away to pretty much anyone we can ship it to. And in order for you to win, all you have to do is enter. And to enter, it's one comment per Team Up video, which means that, like, I uploaded, I believe, 16 videos this month, just in January. All of those videos that I uploaded this month give you an entry. One comment per entry kind of thing. You guys have left a lot of comments on my videos, and I do appreciate all you guys. Moving into the video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share all that good jazz. Let me know, pre-releases have passed. If you've gone to a pre-release, what is a card that you got that you really liked? And if you are planning to get Team Up, what is one card you really want to pull? Let me know. So let's go ahead and talk about Venusaur Celebi Tag Team over here. Now I am standing, so if the audio sounds a little bit different than usual, it's because I'm standing today. It's with this new tripod, it's hard for me to sit down and record. But check it out. Venusaur Tag Team, it is here is the camera. It's gonna take some getting used to. 270 HP basic Pokemon, beefy, tanky. Obviously not as tanky as Wailord, but it has a little bit more going for it than Wailord does. And specifically its attacks. Now, its attacks are kind of hefty, but because we're tanky, because we heal a lot, because we're a grass type, we have the ability to set up these attacks on it easily. Now, I believe the screen shows up here with all the card information, but I guess I'll hold it here. For 50, it does 50 damage, and it poisons, confuses, and burns. So ideally, so it essentially does 80 damage, but the confusion is the most important part, right? It's really hard for me to stand still because I'm standing. But the confusion is the most important part because the confusion means that your opponent is most likely not going to be able to attack you. Maybe not even risk the attack because obviously they have to flip for confusion, and that's not something a lot of players are comfortable doing because obviously if they flip tails, it means they're taking another 30 damage and potentially more 30 damage if they're still burned and poisoned. And it racks up quite easily, and then Venusaur can just sit there, not be damaged, continue to heal, while your opponent essentially damages themselves. So there's that. Its second attack is 150, which is good because it deals with a lot of non-GX Pokemon, just Okos, most of them. And its GX attack is what's really cool. It does 180 damage, and when you use it, you heal yourself completely. So it's like Bulu GX's attack, right? Tapu Bulu's GX attack, I forget what it's called, but it does that, but for 4 energies. But if you have an extra energy attached to this thing, you can shuffle back in all the cards from your discard pile back into your deck, which is huge because we have a lot of disruption, a lot of healing cards, a lot of options in this deck. So being able to shuffle all those back in is just really strong. Now this Pokemon line is fairly thin, so I'm gonna see if I can, since I'm recording from all the way up high, if I can get like no glare and can put the whole deck on screen, that could be kind of cool. I'll try, we'll see what happens. Up next is our Celebis. Now, Shaymins, not Celebis. Now, I do have to keep in mind that this Shaymin is not the right Shaymin. I found that out. I mean, I kind of knew it, but we couldn't find the other Shaymin, and this is the person that prints my stuff just printed me the Shaymin. So what the Shaymin does is, I believe it's the Lost Thunder Hollow. It heals 20 damage from your active grass Pokemon. So ideally, you have 2 or 3 of these on your bench, and you just heal your Venusaur by 60 damage every turn, which is a lot of healing. It really does rack up. Obviously, they become Guzma targets, but if you just play like only 2 down, then even if they knock out one Venusaur Celebi, they have to go through a whole another one, which is already like, I mean, and like usually your opponent's not even going to get through 1, but if they do get through 1, you just have to be careful not to bench more than 2 at a time. We play 3 in case of prizing because healing 40 is actually kind of huge. And then we have one tech card here. This is the brand new Absol. I forget what its attack does. It's not relevant because we can't use it in this deck, but it has 100 HP and its ability is what matters the most. Your opponent's basic Pokemon have a 1 extra retreat cost. So you can see how that affected me in our games earlier. Tapu Koko was unable to attack altogether, which has been really annoying. So and able to move, I mean, altogether, which means it stops a lot of things, but more importantly, it stops Jirachi. Now, Jirachi usually uses a skateboard to switch so that it can switch easily, but excuse me, but with that ability, your Jirachi has to use has an extra retreat cost, which means that it now has a 2 retreat, which means the skateboard doesn't work as easily. You still have to remove an energy, which means you have to waste a manual attachment onto Jirachi, which is already just a huge blow in a lot of these Jirachi decks, because they don't have time to be wasting extra energy attachments to Jirachi. So it's really good for that. It really does disrupt a lot of retreating. The only thing it doesn't work against is like Zero Aura GX, because it gives a whole board free retreat. So it doesn't work against that, but against every other deck, it's really, really good disruptive wise, because they have to switch around to stop themselves from being burned, confused, and poisoned and all this stuff. So having the ability to stop them from switching is really, really strong. You can see how annoying that was for me in our game earlier, not being able to actually use a free retreat, or having to constantly attach to my Tapu Koko. And there's the glare. I was wondering where it was. We have 4 Nest Balls, and then the rest of these items are kind of like consistency cards. Nest Balls gets you your Pokemon. The reason why we're playing so many is because it's so important to get down our Venusaur like turn 1. So we're playing a bunch of Nest Balls, and then we're also playing 4 Net Balls as well. It's just really important to get your Pokemon down. Your Net Balls get your energy as well, and because we need to attach every turn, it's pretty important to get. Now we are playing 4 Judge's Whistle. Judge's Whistle is a very simple card. Either you can draw a card, or you can get a judge from your discard pile into your hand. I'm probably not going to get an image up on that one, especially now that the cards are kind of released because of pre-release. I'm probably going to avoid putting down too many images. But Judge's Whistle is really simple. It helps you with your consistency. It's a card that either lets you judge or disrupt your opponent if you have a judge in your discard pile. I mean, draw or judge, It's essentially what I'm trying to say. My bad. So yeah, it's very, very strong in this deck because you want to be drawing all the time. So having access to this card, plus you can shuffle it all back in whenever you use your Venusaur. So it's pretty cool for that reason as well. We're playing 4 Crushing Hammers because disruption is always strong. I'm gonna put the rest of these items over here. We are playing a card that I never thought I'd be playing competitively, but actually works out. It's 4 Potions. Now this is a card I'm really happy to play because how often do you ever get to say, "Hey, I play Potion in my deck"? Isn't that rad? Let's see. There's not glare if I use these cards. I don't know. I'm not gonna fix it. Whatever. Potion just heals 30. So being able to heal 30 on top of healing 20. I mean, if you're healing 50 or like 40 plus 30 is like 70. If you're healing 70 a turn, that's really strong. But that can continue to stack. You can heal 100, 130. It's a lot of healing. Like a lot of these attacks, especially early game, are only doing like 80 damage, like 100 damage. Like a lot of these attacks are not doing enough damage to OHKO you, yet alone like 2-hit KO you, yet alone even 3-hit KO you. Especially if you add Aether Paradise to the whole formula, it's really, really strong. Now, and then we have two 1-ofs being Fuel Blower, just because disruption is really nice, and then Enhance Hammer, it's nice. And then we are playing 2 Muscle Pads. Now I think I was debating if I like Muscle Pad or Choice Band more, but I think Muscle Pad just kind of takes you over the top. It makes it harder for your opponent to OHKO you, right? Because in order for them to OHKO you, instead of just hitting 300, they have to hit 320 because that's how much HP you'll have. And that's not counting all the other buffs like Aether Paradise. So at first I was like, I think I like Choice Band more, or Choice Helmet more, but Choice Helmet doesn't really do enough to where I think it's better than just Muscle Pad. I think Muscle Pad is giving you 320 HP, giving you more HP to heal. It's just really, really strong. So we're playing 2 Muscle Pads because in a perfect game, I mean, in every game, you're not going to need more than 2 Venusaurs down at most. So there we go. Now on to the supporters. I'm going to talk about some things I want to change about the supporters, but for now, let's go ahead and get right into it. Start there with 4 Lily, draw supporting. Do I have any other draw supporters? I do. I have 2 Cynthia. And I think Lily's the best one because you want to add to your hand more than you want to, remove. And you can't really play Erica in this deck because you have so many items and tools and stuff that you're usually not going to be able to empty your hand enough to use Erica. Even though it's pretty good against most of the decks you'll be playing against, it's not going to be good because you're going to have a huge handful of like all of this stuff. You have a lot of stuff that you're not going to be playing down the majority of the game. especially like hammers and stuff. You usually want to hold on to those until the right moment, so Erica doesn't really work well. So instead of Erica, we are playing Sophocles because there's a lot of cards in this deck that you're not going to be using in every matchup. You can say that like once the game gets going, you no longer need cards like Nest Ball. You no longer need hammers against a lot of specific decks like Malamar decks and stuff like that. Enhanced Hammer, Blower. There's a lot of cards you're not going to be using per game, so Sophocles is just another way to just continue to add cards to your hand. Let me see if I can make this a little bit easier to see. I'm trying to make this easier for C so that at the end of the video, you guys can easily just take the deck and be like, oh, that's what these cards are. Let's see, Cynthia there, and Sophocles here. There we go. That looks pretty nice. Sorry guys, I haven't done this deck profile like this in a long time, if not ever. All right, it's a little bit of a glare with Lily, which is what I was worried about, but there we go. That should look fine. Hopefully you guys don't mind the messiness. Because we are playing Judge's Whistle, I am choosing to play 2 Judge. 2 Judge is being able to disrupt your opponent, and it can sometimes thin your hand down. Like you guys saw that Gengar Mimikyu was a way to beat this deck because they have so many trainers in their hand. Some cards they just can't even play, so having access to Judge is pretty handy. So you can thin your own hand down so Gengar Mimikyu can't damage you for as much while also disrupting your opponent. And then of course, what's a GX deck without, or what's a tag team deck without Acerola? We are playing 2 Acerola here as well. And then here's a couple changes I want to make. Now Gardenia, we didn't really use it yet, but I still think Gardenia is a really good card, so I kind of want to keep it. So I'm playing a 1-of Gardenia, but Kukui is one card I did not like. Because like I don't feel like the extra 2 draw was useful. The extra damage, I don't think it ever came into play. Now it does help because it means you can hit 170 versus Lele. Lele being able to come in with a DC and take a knockout a lot of the time is really useful. And I guess maybe I haven't tested this against enough Lele decks for that Kukui to be useful. But you can see we're not playing Guzma. And in this deck, I kind of wish I was playing Guzma, specifically versus that Malamar deck we played. So I can see maybe making a couple cuts here and there for 1 or 2 Guzmas. I don't think you play more than 2 ever. I really want to keep the Kukui still because of the ability to take an Oko on things like Lele is still very strong. But I think I'd rather have Guzma over the Kukui. Maybe I can just remove some of this draw support and maybe I don't need as much, but the drawing is kind of important, you know what I mean? The only other cards I could see myself removing is maybe a 1-of Potion, but Potion is just so much fun to use in this deck, I don't want to remove it. So there's that. As far as our stadiums go, 3 Aethers, as we discussed before. Aether being able to make you, if you have the Muscle Pad and Aether Paradise, your opponent has to hit you for 350 to take a knockout on you. Now, it's very difficult to hit that number for a lot of decks. Like, even that Necrozma deck that we played, or the Malamar deck that we played, for Necrozma to hit 350, I think they have to have 6 to hit 370. 6 energies is like the majority of the energies in your deck, right? I'll talk about the deck list in the next video, but that's a lot of energies. And that means that you're not going to be able to do it till late game. And by late game, you're probably losing. So, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good in this deck. And of course, 1 Life Force. Actually, I have a real Life Force now. I should probably be using that at some point. But yeah, 1 Life Force Prism. And as far as the energies go, I guess I could probably use the die, right? So that's what people do now. We do play, it's really difficult to do because like off screen over there. Where do I put this? Maybe up here? 7 grass energies. It's 7. Let me see if I can get my die because I'm going to use it for the next video. Because a lot of people are always saying that maybe I should try to keep the whole deck on screen so you guys can see the whole deck, take a screenshot at the end of the video. Reason why I don't do that is because a lot of people just skip to the end of the video. But I figured why not? You guys want it, we'll give it to you. Let's see. See, this is visible. 1, 6, and 7 grass energies. And then we of course are playing our 4 DCEs because we need our 4 DCEs right here. No, we'll make it 4. But we'll just put a nice little die right here. Okay, so this is the whole screen. I'm probably not gonna do this in the next video. But there we go. Oh, that's hard to see. I need something brighter. Yeah, there we go. Hey, look at that. That's gonna be the deck, guys. As far as matchups go, Blacephalon is kind of hard, obviously, because you are weak to fire. But of course, if you do have 350 HP, in order for them to knock you out, they have to hit 200, or they have to have 150 with a choice band, because that's 180, because they hit 360. So that's still like not exactly the most consistent for Blacephalon to do, especially if you're out there knocking out their Naganadels and stuff like that, poisoning them, confusing them, making it hard for them to make a knockout on you in return. So it's not like it's an auto loss completely, especially if they just fail their initial setup, which is definitely something that happens. So, but other matchups that are kind of hard for you, I could see Ultra Necrozma being hard for you because like 8, 16, 24, 32. They can take an Oko if they have 4 psychic energies and a choice band, which is 2 less than Malamar needs to. So that's pretty handy. Also, they use Beast Energy. They don't even need the choice band. So I could see other versions of energy accelerating decks like that being a problem. Because I could see maybe electric decks being an issue, because electric decks can continue to add damage, and they have that free retreat. So that could also be annoying, but they still have to hit a lot of damage, and like you can set up other Venusaurs in the back. Plus you have your Jix attack that you don't have to shuffle your whole deck back into you don't have to shuffle your whole deck back into your hand. You can easily take knockouts while fully healing yourself as well, making them have to restart the whole thing. Like, think about it. Like, their strongest attack in Pikarom is Pikarom's GX attack, which does 200, which is not going to take an Oko on you unless they have Choice Band plus like 2 Electro Powers. Right? No, that's only 290. They have to hit 350. So they need all 4 Electro Powers plus Choice Band. I mean, think about that. Like, if you just sit down and think about it like that, it is very hard for them to Oko you. Okoing is not going to be a thing that happens against you, is what I'm trying to say. You have access to Acerola. You can always sit there and like manually attach to the pack one while you Acerola and just continuously go for, just continuously stall your opponent. I think this deck is really good against decks that are not prepared for it. Some decks can prepare for it. Some decks can ramp up that damage, but there's a lot of decks that just can't, and that's what this deck is really wanting to pry against. So I really like this deck. I think it's very strong. I think a lot of people are sleeping on it, and that's gonna be the video, guys. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Answer the comment question today for a chance to win some team up codes, because guess what? Guardians Gaming's got them on the shop already. So don't forget to check out the shop if you guys want to. Always use code aurabomb for 5% off any purchase that you get. So if you want to pick up some codes, go ahead. And don't forget to enter the giveaway. All you gotta do is comment on any video. You can comment on one video, you can comment on all the videos. I think by the end of the month, we'll probably have like 20 entries, because we're gonna do, I think there was 15 before I uploaded the Venusaur video, right? So 15 plus 3, because we're gonna do 3 more deck profiles plus another 3, 18, 21 entries. Probably 21 entries, assuming I never upload, because I wanna upload those Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon videos at some point, which are all gonna be on TCGO. I'm waiting to get the codes right now. So hopefully I can get those codes soon. But assuming those don't ever get in, then that's all of the month of January. That's probably 21 entries. Or you can just do 1 entry. I mean, you never know. Plus, we're going to have another way to enter as well. Probably using like Instagram or something. I'm not too sure. I'll let you guys know in the next video. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.